we go.
There we go.
We did it. It's not a new video intro, but I did a little bit of editing and I didn't even test it. We just kind of threw it in there. We're like, Godspeed, baby. Let's go. So it worked. Thank God. Whew.
Yeah.
All right. You are tuned in to the award-winning podcast, On and Off the Field with Durf and Dylan. Welcome to the show, everybody. I almost forgot. That close.
You're that close.
The awards are right over there. I don't know what to do. I need to improve the setup in here somehow. I don't know how. Where something can get put on a platform and I can put the awards, like at least mine behind me, and then next time I see you, I can give you yours finally. Like you have a spot at least. You got a good spot right there.
Yeah.
That'll work. I don't have that. So temporarily they're sitting right there. They will be visible to everyone at some point because I'm very excited to have those in our possession. Award-winning podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Week 1 is over. I think we said it on Tuesday. I went 9-7 and you went 7-9 because it was the Monday Night Football games that I got, you didn't get. Mm-hmm. That was where the difference was. Not a bad start, not terrible. It was kind of rough, but I checked. In one of the fantasy football leagues, we do a pick 'em along with the fantasy football, and I'm in like second to last place with my 9 picks because the leaders have 12 right.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
I suck at this. We suck at this. We're not good at pick 'em, unfortunately. But, if you want to see our picks, if you want to see our predictions through the week, if on game day you want to see our takeaways from after a game, because we even post that every week. At least week 1 we did it. If you want to see this stuff, you can follow, you can like, you can subscribe, and share, and Durf will tell you about all of those things.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can follow, like, and share on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of these are at On and Off the Field. Make sure to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts so we know how we're doing and what you like or dislike about the show. And you can find all these links at onandoffthefield.com, along with our fundraising efforts, and to learn more about Dylan, myself, and this award-winning show.
Oh, the award-winning show indeed, and the award-winning website. I mean, it's a nice website. I did my best.
Yeah,
it's not. You're not going to walk into this website and not know where to go. It's not going to be a disaster. It's going to have a lot of information. It's got the about, it's got the charities, which are Feeding America and the Boys and Girls Club of America.
Yeah.
And then it's got it. We haven't gotten back to blogs yet. It's very busy life having a child and, working all the time and stuff like that. So blogs are kind of dead right now, but it's got all the information. If you're just like, what is on and off the field? You go to onandoffthefield.com. Very simple. What else? Is there anything else we got to talk about? Merchandise.
Yeah.
Because the store tab's on the website as well.
Oh, yeah.
OOTF promo code, 10% off whatever you want. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good breakdown. I posted something about our the gaming page. The gaming page is dead for now. For now. My internet sucks. It's the reality. Strikeout beer in the house. What's going on? I really wanted to tune in your guys' show last night. I really did, but the baby. Yes, last night was kind of a disaster, but I'm sad I missed your show, and I wanted to do the Strikeout Beer was doing a giveaway of beer.
Oh, wow, nice.
I wanted to enter it, but apparently you can't win beer, and they can't ship beer. It's not a thing, I guess. So, yeah, I'll try and tune into your show every time. I mean, I'll probably go back and see what I missed, skip through, find, because I'm assuming you guys talked about some week 2 NFL football, which is what we're going to do on this show.
Yeah.
Right after we do the other sports. I'm eating peanuts because our dinner didn't finish. So I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm eating peanuts too. So if you hear munching and chewing, that's, sorry. So the other sports. Fred, I thought about you again.
Yeah, that was a rough ending there. Oh man.
Yeah, what were people saying? The Celtics were about to win the game, and then bam, they got blocked because the guy who blocked it, his name was Bam. That's his first name, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just perfect.
Yeah.
Don't eat on the air. Gee, I'm sorry. I can't do an hour show. Strikeout beer here. I can't do an hour show. I'll pass out. I haven't eaten since like noon. I'm fat. I need substance. Danny Lamantia.
Oh, man.
Danny Boy is back. I haven't seen Danny Boy in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Our local 49ers fan had his heart torn out last week. I think the 49ers are playing the Jets.
Yeah.
So Dan's on the side of the Jets. He wants the 49ers to tank. He's going to go get Trevor Lawrence. Here we go. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing in San Francisco. The Celtics lost to Miami. Game 1. It was a good game. It went to overtime. This is a 7-game series. It has to be, I feel like. It's just going to go back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be amazing basketball.
I mean, it's at least 5 now. So might as well make it the 2 extra games to just tear me apart and just go to game 7.
Go to game 7, go to double overtime again, and then lose this time. And man, we'll just string you along. The Celtics are just stringing you along, tugging at the heartstrings.
Oh yeah,
just to tear you down. So that was just game 1. Game 2 is
right
Saturday,
now.
maybe. Oh, it's right now. What?
Yeah.
Oh God, let's get a score update, Fred.
7:00 just started, so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's fully tipped off yet or not.
Yeah, normally there's like a delay at the start of a game.
Yeah.
I don't see anything.
Yeah.
I opened the app.
Probably
First thing I saw, the Giants are beating the Mariners 6-4. That's all I saw. Yeah, they haven't tipped off yet.
They haven't. Yeah.
We'll go back to that maybe. We'll check it like end of the first quarter. We'll see what happens.
There you go.
So that's going on right now. The Nuggets. This is the big one. The Nuggets completed the comeback. I didn't believe you, Fred. I didn't believe you. Somebody else didn't believe you. Maybe it was TJ. No one trusted the Nuggets to win this game.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in the fashion that they did. Jamal Murray, 40 points. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George combined for 24.
Yeah.
Boy. How does that happen?
I guess the Clippers just aren't there.
Kawhi Leonard's legacy is dead now.
Yeah.
You can't convince me otherwise that Kawhi Leonard's legacy is not dead. You cannot put him up against LeBron, or people even had the gall to say like a Kobe and a Michael Jordan comparison. You can't even put him on the same pedestal as LeBron at this point. You just can't. Mm-hmm. Blowing a 3-1 lead like that and not even showing up. And basically after they went up 3-1, he did not show up for 3-4 games, however many it took. He just did. He wasn't there. And then Paul George went back to, early bubble playoff Paul George, who wasn't participating because of his depression and anxiety. But it seems like he was back for a couple games and then he lost it again. And so the question remains, Doc Rivers is staying. Mm-hmm. So whose fault was this? Is it just them not showing up? Are they not focused? Are they sick of the bubble? Do they just want to go home? I mean, do you have a feeling on that? Or is it Doc Rivers' fault?
I don't know. I mean, they just probably ran out of steam. They dominated through the regular season. They should have came to the bubble fresh, and they didn't. And maybe Doc Rivers just didn't get it done. He didn't come up with the right plan. Couldn't get his guys behind him to kind of fight strong and win it out in Game 7.
Yeah, I don't know how you go up 3-1 and not close out,
right?
Especially on the Nuggets. There's Jamal Murray and Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yep.
In my mind, that's all. I'm not like, this is why it's other sports. We don't know that much about basketball, but
right.
That's amazing. But then again, it was 3-1 with the Lakers and Golden State Warriors, but that was LeBron, who was great, an all-time great. So I don't know. It just seems weird. I just think look, Kawhi Leonard's a bum. He doesn't play in the regular season like at all. He rests through like at least half of it, and then he gets to the playoffs and he's supposed to dominate. You were up 3-1 and he didn't dominate to close out the series. So if you're not going to show for the regular season or the playoffs, you're a bum. So it's set. The Western Conference Finals is the Lakers versus the Nuggets. Who you got?
I'm taking the Lakers. I think the Lakers just kind of come in and they're going to do what the Clippers probably should have done and just been out in 4.
Yeah, I don't think LeBron and AD are going to do what Kawhi and Paul George did. Kawhi and Paul George are the poor man's LeBron and Anthony Davis. So once you have the actual rich man, LeBron and Anthony Davis, yeah, it was a nice run, Nuggets, but I don't think you got enough here. And then
they still made history,
Finals,
so let it go.
They did. And I think they're 8-0 in elimination games.
Yeah.
Cue the music of, things off the top of my head that might be right or wrong. Yeah. I thought I saw that somewhere. 8-0 in elimination games. Whew. Pressure's on. Jamal shows up. And then the Heat and Celtics, obviously. Game 1 for Lakers and Nuggets is tomorrow night. The Lightning, they play at 8 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard. They're trying to finish up the Islanders. Game 6, they're up 3-2. Islanders putting on some pressure. We thought this would have been over in 4, and then the Islanders steal one. It's like, all right, they're up 3-1. They'll just close it out. 3-2?
Oh, man.
I was watching the Rod Peterson show, and apparently the Lightning have someone a little injured, a little banged up that they're not playing. And every time he doesn't play, they lose. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. I don't know who the player is. It was just something I tuned into, and I saw it. I heard him talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if he's playing tonight. Should probably figure that out before the show. But it's the other sports. Who cares? And then you got some college football news here.
Yeah. So the Big Ten reversed its decision after probably a tremendous amount of pressure by multiple people, multiple communities, multiple states.
Karens.
Yeah, that too. So they voted again, and they will start their season the weekend of October 23rd and 24th. So we're about a month out. So they're going to do an 8-game season. It'll be 6 in division games, because each division in the conference is 7 teams. So they'll do 6 within the division, and then they'll play 2 cross division games, so 2 on the other side. So they'll have an 8-game schedule. They are projected to be done before the college football playoff selection weekend. So they should have finished up their Big Ten championship by then, so that they can be still eligible, hopefully, fingers crossed, for the college football playoff. Schedule is expected to come out at the end of the week. I haven't seen anything yet, but the kind of here is what this is going to put some pressure on the Pac-12 for sure, if they can reverse their decision as well. And the reason the Big Ten reversed their decision was because they had new medical information, and they were able to get rapid testing, which is one of the reasons why they canceled their season, which is the same as the reason that the Pac-12 canceled as well, because they didn't have the testing.
I mean, if we go back to July, August, when these divisions started canceling or postponing. I mean, that was everyone, everyone says canceled, but the actual words spoken by, divisions, conferences, whatever you want to call them, like I'm pretty sure they're just postponing their seasons, whether that be until like spring semesters or, just later in the fall.
Right.
Because that's all they needed. They just needed time to get the new information, to get the rapid testing. Granted, everyone was upset they couldn't start on time, but guess what? We needed time to figure things out. They figured it out. They got their testing. Let's go play football. Yeah. I don't know why the Pac-12 has said nothing.
There was the commissioner was on an interview yesterday saying that they got to go back and talk with all the school presidents, with their medical advisory board to see if they can actually get the testing that they need there. I mean, the Pac-12 is mostly on the West Coast. They're obviously dealing with a lot of other things right now, which could make testing even that much harder in order to get that there and be able to get the results correctly and support the schools enough to even have a season. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
That's a big issue for me. The West Coast has a lot of their own things going on right now, especially with the fires. That kind of impacts it differently. But the fact that the Pac-12 hasn't been having these discussions already, the commissioner comes out and says, all right, we're going to go talks with the presidents of that should have been stuff that's been going on. It should never have stopped. That's what I think the Big Ten's been doing. The Big Ten has been, hey guys, let's keep an open line of communication. Once we find new information, let people know. And all right, now we're able to bring it back. Now the Pac-12 is just here like, oh, crap. Well, I guess we should have been talking. All right, let's figure this out like on the fly.
Right.
That seems like what they did. And that's not good for the Pac-12. Especially with the fires, like it was like the Mariners. The Mariners were supposed to have this series against the Giants in Seattle. They were going to postpone it totally, but they ended up playing the games at the Padres Stadium in San Diego. They had to move the series, which is just weird. It's the Giants and the Mariners
in San Diego
this year and playing in San Diego. I wonder how many times that's ever happened during a regular season. Like, that's weird. But that's really all we have for other sports. Very odd times for college football. NBA, NHL, working on wrapping it up. Mike Fink, a really, really, really good blog writer. He's writing an article for intriguing matchups for week 2. He asks, who do you believe Stephon Gilmore is going to shadow, DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett? Also, who wins? Stephon Gilmore. I would have to imagine Gilmore is going to be on Tyler Lockett because DK Metcalf moves around too much. DK Metcalf plays X, Y, Z, F, Q, W, A, B wide receiver positions.
Yeah.
He's everywhere. And Gilmore doesn't move around that much. Tyler Lockett's an outside guy. He's going to be playing corners, posts, flies. That's going to be his spot. I would imagine Gilmore's covering Tyler Lockett. If he gets put on Metcalf just based off of the lineup, where they are for the play.
Yep.
I would say for the majority of the game, he's going to be working on Tyler Lockett. So for who wins, you're going to have to stick around on the show until we get to that point. So, little teaser. I'm not going to give you all the information. You have to keep watching. Flying here. So that's it for other sports. Thank God we move away from that. All right, here we go. NFL news, which is also a quite limited selection since we're playing football. The news is, soft tissue injuries. I feel like they've been up. Now there's an uptick here. I don't know. I don't have the numbers. I don't have the stats.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we're up 27% in soft tissue injuries from last season, but Los Angeles Chargers center Mike Pouncey has been placed on injury reserve and will miss the remainder of the season. He's going to undergo hip surgery later in the month. Granted, it's hip surgery. It's not really like an ACL or an Achilles, but those have been prevalent too.
That's his second one too.
That's his second hip surgery.
I believe it's his second hip surgery, yeah.
Mike Pouncey's up there. He's been in the league for a
Yeah.
while. He's a great center. You never really think about the offensive line and who's on your offensive line until they get hurt.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, we have to try and replace Mike Pouncey, who has been on our team for a decade and has never been a problem. Crap. Now it's oh God, what are you going to do now? Next thing you know, you're giving up 8 sacks. Hey, Eagles fans. I finally watched the highlight reel of him getting sacked 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's a long day. And a lot of it was Carson's fault. I can now stand in front of you and say some of those were Carson's fault. He should have threw that ball away.
Mm-hmm.
He would have at least been sacked 5 times. 3 of them were at least his fault. So, to be fair.
Yeah.
But that offensive line is pretty terrible, though. But here's, we got some positive news. We got, that's the negative news. Now we're going to do the positive news and then move into our picks. Because, you always got to end everything on a positive note. Other news ended on a positive note. We're going to get Big Ten football. NFL news, here's your positive news. NFL stadiums are opening up. Some of them, at least. Fans are going to be allowed into some stadiums. There was already fans at the Chiefs-Texans game. Let's see here. So let's see. This is 2 different pieces of news. I misread because Fred added this in here. I misread this. So I'm just going to keep going with what I was going with.
All right.
The Titans are now allowing some fans in their stadium. They announced they're going to allow fans. And a couple of other stadiums. That was the main one. I know there's a couple other stadiums that are starting to open up as well. So we're slowly, the Bills, they only said no fans for, the first 4 weeks, I believe. And I know that's what Seattle said, only for the first four home games.
Right.
And we'll reevaluate down the road. Now we're starting to see things open back up. And David Timmons says Cleveland will have 6,000 fans tonight. So Cleveland, there's another one.
Yeah.
He also said the Seahawks will beat the Patriots. That's his prediction. There you go.
All right, there you go.
But since we're opening up stadiums, I know Fred has a piece of news here that I misinterpreted.
Yeah, so we had our first positive COVID-19 case from the Chiefs and Texans game. There was a fan who tested positive. Kansas City, the Chiefs and the Kansas City Health Department worked together extremely well, and through an extensive contact tracing, they were able to figure out where the fan was, anyone they were with in the stadium, so they ended up having to inform 10 fans that were at the game last Thursday that they should be quarantining after possibly being exposed to COVID-19 last Thursday. So 1 positive case, not terrible. That's actually, I would say it's pretty good for a team for a stadium that allowed 16,000 fans in.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I saw that the fan was following the rules, wearing the mask. They implement all the guidelines. He probably had it before he even walked in and put the mask on. So
that's impressive, especially the contact tracing.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was a matter of hours.
That's crazy because you have to be on top of that stuff. So that's well done from the Chiefs staff, whoever was in charge of that. I would imagine it's the Chiefs have to be in charge of that, but well done. It's kind of scary. There was a positive case. There was 16,000 people, and inside that 16,000 people, there was a fan that had COVID-19. But you know what? He followed the rules. Like you said, he was wearing a mask. And guess what? Only 10 people had to be quarantined.
Yeah.
What if this guy wasn't wearing a mask, just walking around coughing, spitting on people? He's just doing whatever he wanted. That could have ended up being 100 people, 1,000 people. The whole stadium could have ended up getting infected if they weren't careful. So well done to the fan. Well done to everybody else. So as stadiums start opening back up, that's good news because I know a lot of people are starting to get a little antsy. I know I'm upset.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be able to see Seattle and Buffalo for another 8 years.
Yeah. That's rough.
That's probably the most 2020 has impacted me in a negative way, though. So to be fair, that's not bad. If that's the worst thing that's going to happen to me this year, I'll take it. It kind of hurts my feelings, though, not going to lie. So if you're ready, I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
Boy. Week 2. I tell you what, week 1 flew by.
It really
did. I can't believe there's more football tonight.
Right?
It took me a second to realize that. I think it took me watching Dan Patrick this morning to realize, holy crap, there's football on tonight. It's like, that's just because there's really only 2 days. You got Monday Night Football, you get 2 days off, you're already back. So I know one of our other friends said this week is dragging for him. This week's been flying by for me.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's nuts. He just needs to get a different hobby. He needs to get some hobbies, I think. He has to make a podcast. That'll help you.
There you go.
Help fill up your time. That's a full-time job. So tonight's game, Cincinnati at Cleveland. I saw a meme. I saw a meme right before I got on here, and it said 2019. Oh, man. Cincinnati at Cleveland for a primetime football game? This sucks. And then it said 2020. I'm just happy there's football. And I'm kind of, I got to agree.
Yeah.
You just got to take it. You got to take the good with the bad. Cincinnati at Cleveland is not exciting.
No.
It's not exciting, but one way or another, it's going to kickstart one of these franchises.
Yep.
This will either be the game Baker Mayfield and this offense clicks because it's Cincinnati and they're off to the races, or Cleveland keeps struggling and then Joe Burrow clicks with some of his wide receivers, tight ends, and their offense gets rolling and they win the game. It could go either way because if the Browns play this week like they did last week, well, in week 2 like they did week 1, I guess, since it's the same week.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Joe Burrow will roll them, but I could also see easily. This is the conundrum. This is the problem with Cleveland. I want to say there's so much talent on that team they should roll Cincinnati, but I can't say that because I keep saying it and it doesn't happen. Yeah. So I'm not going to say that. Those words never came out. I'm not going to say that phrase. David Timmons says, I can't wait to see Baker Mayfield get embarrassed at home on national TV. So we know his pick. God, Cleveland just gives me an ulcer. I try to defend them sometimes. Every once in a while, I try to defend them, but they don't deserve it. They just don't deserve it. Unfortunately, I should really change this, but I'm not going to. I'm taking Cleveland tonight. They're at home and they're playing a rookie quarterback and they're playing the Bengals. They should win this. And in any normal world, they should win this game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the Browns too. I mean, I just don't think Cincinnati is going to click enough against the Browns to get Joe Burrow rolling. Like, he looked like a rookie last week because there was no preseason, so it was his first live action really against another team. So I think Cleveland might be a little bit more put together. They're
definitely more put together. They've had more time together, but they just something is wrong. I don't know what it is. And I like I said on Tuesday, I want to say it's the fact that this is the 4th head coach for these Browns, led by Baker Mayfield in 3 seasons. I'm putting it on that, which if I do put it on that, that means at some point this team will figure it out. They'll get enough reps together. They'll watch some film from last week and they'll figure it out. In reality, that's what should happen. So that's why I'm taking the Browns to maybe they figure it out right here and now. Maybe.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I feel like there's something with Thursday night, though. Cleveland's got some kind of thing with Thursday night football games, though, too.
Do they?
From what I can remember, they actually don't play terrible on Thursday nights.
So it's like the opposite
Weird.
of Kirk Cousins. Like Kirk Cousins doesn't play well in prime time, especially Monday Night Football, but Cleveland does.
Yeah.
I mean, the rumors are out there now. They're looking to shop Odell Beckham Jr. That's
perfect. I think he's on like 2 of my fantasy football teams.
Hey,
Not by
maybe
choice.
sending him to another team will help you.
There you go.
You never know, because he ain't doing jack in
No.
Cleveland. But yeah, so we're both on the same page with the Browns. They should be able to figure it out against this just odd young rookie Cincinnati team. Next up is the Buffalo Bills at Miami.
Yeah. Buffalo all day.
I wasn't even going to give you an option. By the end of this season, if we go back through our picks, both of us will pick both the Seahawks and the Bills to go 16-0, which is just not the reality, but it's just they should win this game. Why not?
Give it a couple weeks, so I'll change my mind.
Yeah, we'll see that. Since it's in Miami, I kind of at least thought about this for a brief moment, but then after what I saw happen last week in New England, you have to take the Bills here. I'm not going to say it'll be a blowout because it's in Miami. They normally play better in Miami. Like the Dolphins play better in Miami. We saw them go. They beat the Patriots last year in Miami, so it's possible for an upset here. But I think the Bills are young, hungry. I don't think they let that happen. So.
Yeah, they're more. I think the thing is they're more cohesive right now as compared to Miami.
Definitely.
So
Miami's just got a whole bunch of new pieces.
Right. Buffalo's like they're getting to be that fine-tuned oiled machine that's just gonna, you know what you're gonna get out of them, and they're gonna jump all over you.
Who do you think? How do I want to word this? Because I don't want to make it too easy for you.
Yeah.
Do you think Josh Allen is the leading rusher, or do you think Devin Singletary / Zach Moss are the leading rushers after this game?
After this game for the season?
No, for this game, who do you think will be the leading
stat?
rusher? Will the running backs be the leading rushers, or will Josh Allen be the leading rusher? Because that's the problem right now that we saw out of week one. It was just the running game was just not there, except for Josh Allen. He was running the ball. He fumbled, but at least he was mobile. Devin Singletary and Zach Moss were not mobile.
I'm going to go running backs here.
Okay. You think they think they can run it against?
I think they'll figure it out, yeah.
Okay. I'd like to see them get a big lead early so they can allow the run game to take over and give them the reps. Cleveland beat the Jets Thursday Night Football 2 years ago in week 2 or 3 when Baker came in for tired and won the game for them. Hey!
Was that the Bud Light locked up in a cooler game?
Oh.
Where all the locks unlocked and there was free beer throughout the city? I think that was the game.
Because that was after they went 0-16 or something, and then they said once they win a game, we'll unlock these coolers. Yeah, that sounds familiar. So Baker came in and opened the coolers. We'll have to confirm that with David. It was. David confirms.
Yep.
So Thursday Night Football, it's magic for the Browns. So there we go. We confirm that Cleveland will win tonight. We both have the Bills winning. The next game is the Rams at Philadelphia. I have zero faith that Carson Wentz does not die this game. Aaron Donald will kill Carson Wentz. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
That's my hot take. Cue the hot take sound, the fire horns. Woo, woo. Carson Wentz dies. Aaron Donald, from what I saw, the Rams playing Dallas, the Eagles have no chance. The Rams played well on offense. The defense was outstanding as usual. I have no reason to believe the Rams shouldn't roll them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, the fact that the Rams have this running back by committee figured out right now, which is going to take the pressure off Jared Goff, yeah, it's Rams all day.
And they got fresh legs coming through there all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, usually, when you hear a team say running back by committee, usually that means our main guy will get most of the carries, but then, we'll get this second, third stringer in here for like a couple of breaks here and there for our starter. That's usually what they mean. The Rams are literally changing out the running back every play, if not, every other play, mostly. Mm-hmm. Like, Malcolm Brown's in there, 1-2 rushes, does good. Okay, here comes Henderson. He's going to catch a pass, maybe run for one, and then they bring in Cam Akers. And they're all over the place. It's fresh legs constantly. You don't know. It's different running styles. You don't know how to tackle Cam Akers. Oh, crap, Malcolm Brown's in there. He's going to barrel me over. Like, oh, God. Like, you don't know what's coming. It's great. It keeps the defense on their toes for the run game, and this is why the Rams went to the Super Bowl. They're paying attention to these three running backs. Oh, crap. Jared Goff just threw a 50-yard bomb to Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods. Mm-hmm. This is what put them in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So I'm kind of nervous about that with them being in the division, but it seems to be working for them at least through 1 week. David Saya in the house. That's his Islanders playing tonight, seeing if they can tie up the series. And then David Timmons gave us an article, but I can't open that link from where we stream. That might be the link. If you click that link, I'm assuming that would lead you to Cleveland beating the Jets Thursday Night Football. That's the game log. Yeah, okay. Thank you for providing that for our fans. If you want to check that out, thank you, David. So we both have the Rams. That's going to be brutal for the Eagles. And this is what I said from the beginning, from the offseason. I have no reason to believe the Eagles will be good this season. People want to believe. The wide receiver core is just weird. It's injured. It's old. Carson Wentz is injury prone. They have Miles Sanders, but he started the season injured. They lost 2 offensive linemen to injury. The defense. That literally came out of nowhere. Good Lord.
Oh.
And the defense is suspect at best because they lost. They have Slay back there from the Lions. For cornerback, but that's literally it. It's a bad team, and I don't understand why people think it's a good team. That's just my opinion. Hate me if you want. The Giants at the Bears. We do differ here.
We do differ.
This is our first one. It's interesting. It is a good game. Maybe it's not a good game, but you can see why there would be a difference here. This would be one of those games where you could see two people disagreeing because you trust the Bears. You trust Mitchell Trubisky over the Giants defense, but do you trust Saquon Barkley to get going again? He just struggled against Pittsburgh's defense. Now he has to go against the Bears defense as well. It's a tough back-to-back stretch for Saquon. I don't know. It's a tough matchup again. Two tough defenses in a row for the Giants. So I just based off of struggling last week and going against another good defense, I just think they continue to struggle. I'm taking the Bears.
All right. I mean, I get what you're saying about tough defense for the Giants. Like the Bears, they're looking at like top 10, top 15 defenses, I think, coming into the season. But they also gave a bunch of points up to Detroit last week.
Don't sleep on Detroit.
Like I'm saying, like the Bears flopped on them, and then in the beginning of the game, and I mean that could be just the team getting under themselves, like getting used to it. I just think Saquon's going to have a better game this week compared to playing against that stout, literally the number 1 defense in the league.
Well, it's hard to get worse. 15 carries, 6 yards.
Right.
What do you say? What are you saying? 15 yards, 15 carries, 10 yards? Is that what we're going for this week?
No, I would aim for close to 60, 70 yards.
Yeah.
But I also think with Daniel Jones, we saw the blips of his progression this year. And like I said on Tuesday, like Jason Garrett is like match made in heaven for Daniel Jones right now. Like they're going to analyze that tape And now he has that live game footage, so he's going to come back and play, I think, better. And I think Daniel Jones plays better than Mitchell Trubisky.
It'll be a good game. It's our first one we differ on. I'll keep a close eye on it because maybe Mitch Trubisky can make another second half comeback. Who knows? See what we had to watch it for 4 quarters apparently because Mitchell Trubisky comes alive in the 4th quarter. I guess who knew? My mother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to hear me dish on your Eagles. I apologize, but you can believe all you want. It feels good to believe and make, they had a miracle season with Nick Foles, and maybe they come alive this year again at some point. But on paper, it does not look good. Falcons at Dallas. I originally wrote down Dallas for this game.
Yeah.
I picked Dallas because I just thought, well, Russell Wilson and the Seahawks just dropped 35 points on him, and he threw 4 touchdown passes, and he lit up that Falcons secondary.
Mm-hmm.
So Dallas should win this easy. They have a great wide receiving core. They have Dak Prescott. They have Ezekiel Elliott. But then I remembered Ezekiel Elliott, that offense, whether they admit it or not, that offense runs through Zeke Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
And that Falcons front, 4-7, however many you want to call it, is stout. And the Seahawks could not get their run game going. But we have Russell Wilson, so it's fine.
Right.
If Zeke's not going, they have Dak Prescott.
And he struggles when the run game doesn't get going.
Yes. And that has shown its time. We have seen that time and time again. So if Zeke does not get going against this Falcons front, and that's what made my decision. I officially am picking the Falcons.
Right. So I like what you did there with the Falcons defense and Cowboys offense because I looked at it the other way. I looked at the banged up Cowboys defense that's mediocre last week versus Matt Ryan, who was the league leader in passing yards this past week for 450. Like if that Falcons offense gets going, like I take the Falcons offense over that Cowboys defense all day.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's in their secondary, to be completely honest, because I know they sent their top corner, Byron Jones, to Miami in the offseason. I don't know who's in that secondary. I feel like it's not terrible. I think they might have someone back there. I just don't know who. But I know Byron Jones was the big one. And then they lost Van Der Esch again.
Yep.
This guy can't catch a break. Holy crap. He breaks his collarbone, so he's out for a couple weeks. Well, a few more than a couple. But man, that guy just cannot catch a break. Their middle linebacker. God.
Have you seen the video of him on Thailand with the doctor like just whipping his head back and forth?
Yeah.
Like if I don't hit a broken collarbone, like why was he not in more pain?
He's just like, I got a broken collarbone? What are you talking about? I ain't got no broken collarbone. Look at me. I'm moving my head around. Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, ow.
I saw that in game.
Yeah.
And they didn't know what was wrong with him at the time. They said, maybe they're looking at like stiffness or like a concussion thing. They're like telling him to do some stuff. But yeah, later on when they said it was his collarbone, I was like, wait a minute. That had to hurt a little more than that. Oh my God.
Probably hurt. Oh.
All right. Next up, we both got the Falcons, just to confirm.
Yeah.
Next up is the Lions at the Packers.
That's easy.
Yeah. I mean, granted, last season the Lions lost the game, right at the end both times. So the Lions might have the Packers number, just like a little bit have their number. Like they have 6 digits out of 7. They're kind of there.
They almost got a complete phone number.
Yeah. But this season seems a little different. The Packers put up 43 on the Vikings. That's spooky. So
yeah.
I don't give a Lions a chance this time around.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. There's no question there. Aaron Rodgers is he's starting the season off with a vengeance apparently.
Yeah, he's a man on a mission, and that mission is let's get this rookie quarterback off my back. Let's get the monkey further off my back. You can ride the pine and keep your mouth shut. Packers easy. We got the Jaguars at the Titans. I went back and forth on this, But at the end of the day, I realized if I picked the Jags, it was with my heart and not my head.
Right.
So I did pick the Titans. I think Derrick Henry should be able to tear through this defensive line pretty easily because that's what they do. You know, he did go for over 100 yards against Denver, but that was on 31 carries. He could easily get over 100 yards on 20 carries this game.
Right.
Jaguars just, I don't think they have enough there because the Colts are trash. I told y'all. I love rubbing it in people's faces when I'm right. But when I'm wrong, I try to be on the down low about it. But, you know. The Dolphins lost. I get it. Thanks, guys. I know. I picked them to beat the Patriots. Thanks.
Yeah, I got Titans too.
Yeah. I always look, I don't know. I never really look at defenses on the team that I picked, but Titans defense, you know, I kind of forgot until someone mentioned it. I kind of forgot Jadeveon Clowney was in Tennessee. Did he have an impact in that game? I really didn't. I didn't really look for him. I had no idea. I watched the whole game, but I never even heard his name called. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just wasn't looking for him. So I don't know if that's a good thing, bad thing. Maybe he was injured a little bit still. He's a little banged up from when he was in Seattle. I don't know. Vikings at the Colts. Easy Vikings pick for me because trash. Marlon Mack's done.
Yep.
So they're going to be riding Jonathan Taylor, the rookie out of Wisconsin.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
The Vikings didn't have a bad day against the Packers. It wasn't terrible.
No. Yeah.
The Vikings are still a good team, and the Colts are not. So
there you go.
I guess that's my pick. Do you agree?
Yeah.
You got anything else there?
No, I completely agree with you for the Vikings. Colts, they looked pretty bad last week, and they aren't looking too good for the rest of the year with Phillip Rivers over there. So how many more weeks till we got till Jacob Eason was the rookie they drafted? Let's see how long they got till he comes in.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Phillip Rivers has got someone breathing down his neck too. Or not, Phillip Rivers. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, yep, that's what I meant. 49ers at the Jets. I know our boy Danny Boy is thinking the Jets are going to win this one. Even if the Niners are not that great a team,
they're still going to beat the Jets.
They're going to beat the Jets. Let's calm down. The 49ers aren't that great. So they have Richard Sherman just got put on IR now.
I saw that. Yeah,
This team is a mess right now. I mean, maybe these people come back from IR, they get a little bit healthier. You know, Deebo Samuel comes back healthy, Ayuk is healthy, and maybe they start utilizing Mohamed Sanu. Maybe they make a run at the end of the season. Maybe they can win. They can put in a string of games. But as of right now, these guys are not good. But I'll still take the Niners over the Jets any day. That's easy.
Yep.
And Frank Gore is a starting running back for the Jets. Frank Gore is going to have to run into the front seven of the San Francisco 49ers. God bless you. God save your soul, Frank Gore. I love you, but no. Broncos at the Steelers.
Yeah.
On paper, it's a good game.
Yeah. I feel like it's an easy pick, though. I feel like this is just like the game we just talked about. It's one of those where you look at it and yeah. Although Ben Roethlisberger did say that after Monday night's game, he literally felt like he was in a car accident. That's not good from your starting quarterback.
Yeah. He said he felt like he got in a car accident on Monday or Tuesday, whenever they played. And he said the next day I felt like, something else happened, like something a little less severe. And then he says, hopefully tomorrow I'll feel like I only fell off my bike. He's in so much pain right now. And that Broncos defense isn't a joke. I mean, we saw them, they put up a fight against Tennessee. This wasn't as easy for me. You said it was easy. This was not an easy pick for me. I still went with the Steelers. Yeah. But, it took me a second to really think about that because the Broncos aren't really going to lay down. My concerns came with Drew Lock trying to go up against this defense. And
Yeah.
I was a little bit happier that they have Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay, but now Phillip Lindsay also has a little nagging injury as well. So really it's just Melvin Gordon. So I had to go with the Steelers. Panthers at the Bucks. Panthers surprised a few people last week.
Yeah.
They put up 30. And, if I had to pick a team, I think I did pick the team, the sleeper team for the season. It was, I guess my official one was kind of the Cardinals, but even deeper sleep was the Panthers.
Yeah.
I don't know why people hated on them so much. They drafted such a great rookie class of defensemen, and they did pretty poor against the run. Obviously, Josh Jacobs 3 touchdowns. So if you want Leonard Fournette or Peyton Barber to have a day on your fantasy team this week, I'd put them in there after seeing what Josh Jacobs did.
Yeah.
But I still have the Bucks winning, though.
Yeah, I feel like Tom Brady got super flustered at the end of the Saints game. He's probably going to try and do too much this game, but I don't think the Panthers are quite ready enough to make him pay for that.
I mean, if some of those rookies can get to Tom Brady fast, it's young versus old right now. This is a very young team against a pretty old team. Chris Godwin just got put in concussion protocol. If there's a week, if you want the Bucks to go 0-2 and shock the world, this is the Panthers' week to do it. But I don't think they quite have it together in week 2. Maybe we'll revisit this the next time these two teams play. Obviously, it's in division. We'll revisit this, but week 2, I'll have to give it to the vet. After seeing some of these picks, let's see here. Washington at Arizona. This one was a little bit easier for me. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I just can't forget about that defensive line anymore. It was in the back of my mind, always has been in Washington, but Kyler Murray is so fast. He's much more athletic than Carson Wentz. Yep. If anything, he'll just be able to get the ball. If he needs to watch the Washington tape and watch Carson Wentz and see those plays where Carson Wentz doesn't throw the ball away. And he has to realize, holy crap, here comes like 6 people and just throw the ball away.
Yeah.
I think Kyler Murray's going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think so. I think this Arizona offense, I think, is just in much better shape as compared to Philadelphia. So I think they're going to give that moderately decent defense for Washington some struggle. And I mean, I didn't see a ton of highlights from the Washington Philly game, but I'm not sold on Dwayne Haskins, but that's going to take, I'll never be sold on him. So
yeah, no, the offense was not something to marvel at.
Right.
for that. I mean, they still scored, they put up 27, but I mean, they had the ball in the second half for a long time since Carson Wentz spent most of it on his back. The Chiefs at the Chargers. Man, I always go back to this from last season. The Chargers just were right there with the Chiefs in both those games last year. That defense, they know how to tackle the Chiefs. They improved that defense this year. I'm pretty sure they played both those games without Derwin James last season as well because he was injured. So it's not even like they're missing him. They know how to play the Chiefs. Is it going to matter? No, because the offense sucks. But I have the Chiefs winning this, but I think it'll be close. I think it'll be closer than people expect.
I'm really curious to see how tonight's game goes for the Bengals as to how to reference the Chargers defense status.
That's fair. Okay.
Like, that's where I'd be curious. I'm still taking the Chiefs. Like, Super Bowl champs, they're clearly firing on all cylinders with a little bit of NOS getting shot through all those cylinders at one time. So there's no worry there. The Chargers will probably still give them a really good fight, though. I don't know if there's enough potency on the offense to keep up with the Chiefs, but I think the defense might help keep that offense at least in the game for a little while.
Yeah, it might get blown open, fourth quarter, but everyone loves Tyrod, however you want to say it. Everyone loves him. It's just there's no explosion on that offense.
Right.
And that's where it's because that's what the Chiefs have. The Chiefs, their entire game plan is explosion. So it's tough to dink and dive against that kind of team because as soon as you give it up, you dink and dive, go 3 and out, you only get 5 plays in maybe, give it back to that Chiefs offense.
Mm-hmm.
That defense is going to get tired.
Yeah.
So my mom also did not see too many highlights from that Eagles-Washington game, especially not from the Eagles side. Another dig at the Eagles. What do we got here? The Ravens at the Texans. Ravens all day.
Yeah. They have the easiest regular season schedule, so
they do.
But they have the biggest chance to go 16-0 for no reason.
Yeah. That's if they go 16-0, I'm not going to be that impressed. I'll be impressed, I guess, because it's still a tall task to show up every week and win every game.
Right.
But the easiest schedule, but with Lamar Jackson, they have their defense is, I don't want to say their defense is slept on because the offense is so great that you don't even really think about the defense, but they added Calais Campbell to that defense. That's not fair. They have a good defense. The Texans, I'm running out of nice things to say about the Texans. Deshaun Watson's there. Congratulations, I guess. I don't know. J.J. Watt was rated in 99 in Madden. You didn't hear his name once last week. Dude is not a 99. Get out of here.
Nope.
Pats at the Hawks. Talked about this a little bit early on. Who's Stephon Gilmore going to cover? Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. I think he'll be on Tyler Lockett for a majority of the game. Mm-hmm. Some scenarios might put him on DK, but I think Tyler Lockett will be the main concern for Gilmore. Outside of that, see, the concern here is a lot of people think the Seahawks should just let Russ cook every single week. And it comes down to game plans. And that Patriots front seven is not very good. So if you want Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde to have a week, I think this is the week Russell Wilson takes a step back and lets the run game take over. I could see that happening very easily. I'm not saying Russell Wilson's only going to throw like 15 passes and we go back to like, the Seahawks of 2 years ago where Russell Wilson never got the ball. But I think Russell Wilson realizes he's a smart guy. He's a team player. He wants to win. He doesn't need to throw the ball and get 4 touchdowns every week. If the running game is there, I think this is a week they could run it, but I take the Hawks winning this regardless. Whether or not Russell Wilson has to win it in the fourth quarter for us.
Right.
If he has to do it, he will. That's fine. But
yeah. I'm taking the Hawks too. I guess my thought was the defense for Seattle. I think they're going to give Cam Newton troubles. I think Jamal Adams will give Cam Newton a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you read my mind. Because even if you want, I was going to say, middle linebackers play spy a lot. So you could say Bobby Wagner could spy Cam Newton a lot. But you don't even have to. Let Bobby Wagner go full out. Let Bobby Wagner cover the tight end, the middle guy, whatever you want. Let him run at, let him cover the box. Let him do whatever he wants. You have Jamal Adams.
Right.
Cam Newton is going to have a rough night if Jamal Adams is there covering up Cam Newton in that run game. Which I kind of want to have a hot take and say Cam Newton has under 25 yards, but he's an athletic dude. I think 25 is a little unfair, but we'll see. My mom says they talked about Watt's elbow. That is true. They did bring up his elbow. they talked about how his right elbow is the one that's injured, but he wears the brace on his left elbow or his right elbow. I don't remember what they said. I don't.
He's not a 99.
No, he's not a 99. And here we go. The other primetime game that's a head scratcher is the Saints at the Raiders. And there's only one reason. There's only one reason. Aren't they in the new stadium?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go. That's why it's a primetime game.
Yep.
It kind of sucks because the Saints are going to poop on them. Or will they? Michael Thomas out for a couple weeks.
Yeah, but I take Drew Brees over Derek Carr.
Yeah, every day.
Alvin Kamara over Josh Jacobs.
I don't know if I would take Alvin Kamara over Josh Jacobs, but I don't want Josh Jacobs against that Saints front.
Right.
Because that Saints front is pretty dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Their secondary is very sketchy, but it's pretty hard to run on them, I think. It's I feel like it's hit or miss with the Saints because some weeks they'll let teams run all over them and put up 45 points. And other weeks it'll be like a slugfest. It'll be like 20-13. So it's just whenever they want to show up.
Right.
But those are our picks. We agreed on all of them except the Bears and Giants.
Yeah, I think so, actually.
Well, that's boring. All right. Well,
we'll either be all terrible or be good.
We're not going to either the gap will widen by a game or it'll close by a game for our season record. So
yeah.
All right. But that is our show. We'll let everybody go because there is a game tonight. Mm-hmm. Cleveland against Cincinnati Bengals. Hope everyone enjoys the game. Hope everyone enjoys football because we have football. It doesn't have to be a good game. That's probably why I stayed up until 2:00 in the morning watching the Titans and Broncos game on Monday night because it's football. You just have to enjoy it. Soak it all in, folks. Mm-hmm. Soak in all the football. All right, Fred. Give these people a piece of advice while they watch their football game.
Protect your nuts.